Hello everybody, how are you all? Am I audible? Can you guys please quickly confirm am I audible or not? Okay. So good evening everybody and hello Nishant, Nilanjan, Nana. So how you all guys doing today? Good evening Ekta, Ravina, Joseph. So it's long time, right? Finally we are here again. So have you all utilized all the time that you had in this particular week? Good evening everyone. Hello. Not bad. Cool. ठीक है. So today was the weekend, right? Like last day of the week, right? है ना? It's Friday. So how you all uh, were doing on Friday? How are you preparing for the exam? Yeah, it must be right. Now office work, little tired. That's fine. ठीक है. So I just wanted to know that everyone have revised what we have gone through in this particular week so that like no we have a 3 to 4 days of free time है ना. So I think you have revised that you had been in contact with TAs, you have been utilized all of the time that you have basically, right? That's what I'm assuming, है ना. Yeah, that's great Aradhya. Because yeah, okay, revision, right? ठीक है. So today's class is also a bit oriented to know what you have already learned. है ना? We'll put our knowledge in work in action and we'll solve some of the problems related to the arrays and 2D arrays. From the tomorrow, we will be looking at the recursion. Is that okay with you all? है ना? Okay, perfect. ठीक है. So, is there any topic that you want me to touch, like you want me to touch upon this particular lecture? That you have yeah, little bit confusion in what pass by value. Okay, I'll come into that. Okay, fine. So first of all, uh let me start with today's thing. Okay, so today we have many problems that we have to solve. Okay, I'll be giving you the problem as as I already know, as we were doing in the previous lectures, and i'll be I'll be explaining you the problem. I'll explain you the what is expected. I want the solution from you, if possible, then code also. You know, then after we'll talk about its efficiency and how other ways we can do it. Okay, okay, is it making sense, people? Hello, everyone. Okay, start kare. Okay, okay, then let us start of the today's session. Cool. Okay, fine. So let's start with the first problem of today. Okay, the question today for you is, I'll be frank with you that I want not every, but I want 90% of answers from you today. Okay, there will be less involvement of mine today. Fine. Okay, although if you are stuck anywhere, if everyone is stuck anywhere, I'll be there to explain you. But we'll solve the problems together. I want input from everyone. Okay, so that everyone would be participate in this particular session. Fine. Okay, so what's my first question for today is, suppose if I have an array. Let's say I have 7, 3, 5, then I have 4, 5, 3 and 4. Okay, okay, this is my question. And I need to find a unique element in this. So if you observe in this particular array, there is a element, there is suppose 3 and 3, that is repeated twice. Correct. 5 and 5 is also repeated, है ना. There's 4 and 4 is also repeated. So the only element that is left and that is unique is this 7. So I want this as an answer. Okay. 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 So this would be your input, and in the output I want my answer. So output, that does mean the answer both are same. So I want the unique element that is 7. Okay. If there is no unique element, then you have to tell me that there is a no unique element. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So you need to tell me the solution for this. Okay. Taking max element first. So Joseph, if you take the max element first, na, then let's suppose I have, instead of 7, let's suppose I have 1. Okay. Then what you will do? Your solution will would be fail, है ना? Your approach would be fail. So think about something else. Does duplicate exist in pair or only more than twice? More than twice. More than once, to be honest. Okay. So this 3 can be 3 times, can be 2 times, but if it is 1 time, yeah, then it should be your answer. Fine. We can sort and compare adjacent elements. That depends. Okay. Fine. So the question is clear for everyone. Question is clear for everyone. And Joseph, are you clear why your approach would not work? If there are more than one unique element, then we will think about it. But let's just first consider that there would be only one element in this. Fine. Okay. But try to implement a solution in that you will have an array of unique element. Okay, not just one element. But if you are coming up with only one solution, one element in a unique thing, then also it would be fine. So question is clear for everybody. I'm hoping so. That question is clear for everybody. Okay. Okay. Fine. So please try to implement this. I'll be waiting for you, and then after we'll be starting with this. Cool. Okay. So think about it. You will have a plenty of time. Nitish, you have to find the unique element. That's what expected. Okay, that's what is expected right now. And Ikta, I think if you consider it with the twice, then it should work for more than twice as well. Okay, it should not be restricted to the twice only. Fine. Okay. Everyone else is trying, and they are still working or they left off. What is the status? Can you guys please share the status? Trying now? That's fine. Please try. It's pretty easy. Okay. Yeah. Please try. Navneet, the question says that this is your array. In that, if you see in the array, every element like 3 is repeated twice, 5 is repeating, 4 is also repeating, right? So you need to find the unique element in that, that is 1, okay? Or else previously it was 7. That's what I have written here to 7, okay? So right now, if you consider it, let's say I have 7 here, then the output should be the unique element, okay? Navneet, are you clear with the problem? What is the statement of problem? Okay, fine. Okay, so time is up, everyone. You still trying or what? Can you please post the status? You still want the time, or should I start with the solution? Done. Dipanshu, I saw your code. It looks fine. Okay, so many of you guys are done, and so that I'll start with the implementation, right? So I hope you can see my OneNote screen right now. Subit, I am so sorry I didn't see your code. Just a second, I'll see that. Just a while. Uh, okay, okay. So let's see. Okay, without wasting, without further ado, we'll just start with it with the solution. Okay, first of all, I'll tell you that what everyone has thought about. Okay, I'll say everyone, so I mean by everyone. Okay, so everyone thought about that is, suppose this is my array: 7, 3, 5, 4, 5, 3, and 4. Okay, this is my array. So what everyone did was that they started with this, they compared with this element to this element, they see that whether these two are equal or not. You know, then after they'll compare this to this to this to this. So every element would be compared. Yes or no? This is our naive approach. है ना? So Dipanshu, I guess so you also did the same, right? है ना? Okay. So in this particular thing, if you see, in this particular thing, if you see, then your code would not be the optimum, है ना? Your code would not be the optimum. Why? Because if you see properly, then there would be involvement of two loops, है ना? First of all, your loop will run this. This is my I loop. This is my j loop, which would be starting with I plus one, है ना? I'm not audible. Am I audible for everyone? Am I audible? Okay. ठीक है. So Ekta, please refresh your page. I am audible for everyone. Fine. So in this particular approach, there will be involvement of what? This is my first loop. This is my second loop. है ना? So there will be my two loops that would be involved. So once we will understand about the time and space complexity class in the time and space complexity class, after that you will feel that this kind of approach are not proper. But however, in the interview, if you are asked this kind of solution, your first approach should be the naive approach. What do you mean by naive approach? That does mean that whenever you will be asked any kind of question, you have to answer it in the simplistic mode, है ना? So right now if you feel that, so I have started with my first with I my second level would be j equals to I plus 1. I will compare whether my a of I is equals to a of j or not. If yes, then this is like this element is not unique, I'll traverse again. Yes or no, है ना? This will be my approach. Everyone agrees with this approach? Everyone is clear with this particular thing what I'm telling about? So this is something called about my basic, or what we can call as my naive approach. Okay, so whenever in the interview you will be asked this kind of question, your first approach should be the naive approach. It should not be the optimum approach. It should be the optimum approach, but on the first go you have to tell something to them, है ना? You should not be in the nervous. So you should tell whatever comes in your mind, just like a naive approach. Okay, so in this particular question, this will be my naive approach. But my question is, what would be my efficient, or we can say like accepted approach, है ना? So in that particular thing, if you have to implement the best solution for this, then by using XOR you can implement. Everyone know what is XOR, or should I explain about it? XOR, that means exclusive OR, है ना? Till now we have understood about the OR, है ना? This is the sign of OR. We did that just like AND. Okay, this is my OR, but this is something called as my XOR. So XOR is something known as my exclusive OR. Okay, so I'll explain about that. I'll explain about this. So should I explain about that now? I think so many of you guys are not knowing about this. Fine. So let me explain about the XOR. What do I mean by XOR? Okay. So so far I have just told you the approach and the thing of what is called XOR. Okay. So this XOR, let me go in bit detail about this so that you will not forget in your entire life. See, this XOR is my bitwise operator. So if we have some time, then I'll explain about what do you mean by bitwise operator. Bitwise operator, right now you will just assume that this bitwise operator will operate in the bit. Okay, so let's say if I'll tell 8, then it should be converted in the into the bits, and then after it will be it has to do the operation, just as OR and AND. Okay, this two are also called as bitwise operator. I hope you are aware about this. You are aware about this particular thing, yes or no? Yes. Okay, है ना? So just like this, XOR is also my bitwise operator, not about bitwise operator. So see, if I'll tell about 8 or 2, okay? So if you just go inside your console and just execute this 8 or 2, can you tell me the output? What should be your output in this particular case? What are you getting? Everyone, what are you getting in the 8 or 2? Just do it in your console. You will observe, you will get, just do 8 or 2 in your console. What is the output? Just tell me the simple thing. Okay, inside a console. Okay, let me do this for you also. Okay, fine. Just a second. I'll do that. So let me stop my screen. Let me share Mozilla. Where is Mozilla? See, if you do like this, can you see my Mozilla screen right now? Everyone, can you see my Mozilla right now? So 8 or 2. If you just do this, just run this particular thing, okay? You will get answer as what? 8. Okay? Right? Yes or no? है ना? Okay? So now I'll explain you something. This is also a bitwise operator, by the way. Okay, I'll explain you what does this bitwise operation do. Fine. So 8 or 2, if you just do this, first of all, you have to understand the table of OR, like 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. If you do 0 0 in OR, what should be output? 0 0 and 1, what should be output? 1. Here also 1. What should be output here? 1. Okay. So if the both inputs are 0, then only the output is 0. Otherwise, it should be 1. Okay. This is the table of OR. Okay. Fine. The 0 and 1 are my bits. Okay. Okay. Fine. Now, if you have understood this, let me go and do 8 or 2. Fine. If you just do this, it should be converted into the bit. Okay, 8 should be converted into the bits. So let's say if you convert anything into the bits, you have to do this. First of all, you have to do 8. You have to draw this. 2 fours are 8. Remainder is 0. 2 twos are 4. Remainder is 0. 2 ones are 2. Remainder is 0. Then here 0 and remainder is 1. So 8s, they have to read it from bottom to top. है ना? So the 8th bit is 1000. ठीक है? ठीक है? Everyone? So 8th bit is this. Now similarly 2. ठीक है? So 2's bit is 2 ones are 2, 0, 2 0 1. So you have to stop when there is a 0. है ना? So you have to read again through this. So 2 is my 1 0. Okay, now following this particular table you have to execute this. So 8 was 1000, 2 was 10. If you do this, then 00 output is what? The 00 is output is what? 0, 0 1 is 1. This also a 0 है ना? So there is 0, this is 1. Now this 1010 is my beat wise or output. ठीक है? Beat or output. Now it should be converted into the decimal. Yes or no? This was decimal. We have converted it into the beat. Now after this operation, this is my beat. I have to convert it back into the decimal. Okay. So if you convert 1010, if you want to convert 1010 beat to decimal, then you have to read it something like this: 1010. This is my 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3. Now 2 raised to 0 is what? Anything raised to 0 is what? 1. ठीक है? Okay, plus 2 raised to 1, that is 2, multiplied by 1, it is what? 2, है ना? 2 raised to 2, that is my 4. 4 multiplied by 0 is what? 0. ठीक है? 2 raised to 3, that is 8. 8 into, that is what? 8. ठीक है? There should be 0. Yes or no? Yes or no? है ना? ठीक है? So it's 8 plus 2, that is what? 10. Clear? ठीक है? Yes or no? Fine. Now, okay. So Vishal, any like any number, if you want to convert it into the beat, you have to follow this process. Okay? You have to do the you have to read it from the top, bottom to top. 1000. Here there is 2. You have to read it from bottom. This both operation you have to do like this into the or, and you have to convert it into the decimal. So do one thing. We'll just hold here. Just try to do try to do try to convert 65 into the decimal first. Okay, just do this. Try to convert 65 and 95 into the decimal. Sorry, bit. Okay, bit wise thing. Okay, decimal part. So if you want to convert this 248, ठीक है? 2 4s are 8, remainder is 0. 2 2s are 4, remainder is 0. 2 1s are 2, remainder is 0. 2 0 1, that is remainder is 1. Okay, this is how you have to do it. ठीक है? Okay, so please try to convert it into the beatwise thing first. Then after we'll discuss afterwards. Okay, fine. So please do that. Please do that right now. I'll give you some time for that. Okay, everyone did that. Okay. So now, see, when you did this 8 or 2 in your browser, what was the what was the output? It was 8, right? It wasn't 10, है ना? Yes or no? But here we are getting answer as 10. Okay, there is something fishy here. Yes or no? Yes. So now just do one thing. If you have opened your browser, I'll not do once again. Try to do this. Not double thing, double pipe. Just put the single pipe. Okay? Put the single pipe and see what is the output. It's 10. Okay? So in JavaScript, if you want to execute the bitwise operator, that is like this is my bitwise or, this is my bitwise and. This or and this and it's different. Okay? Okay? Clear? Fine. Now since you have converted the both of them, the 65 and 95, now you are pretty much comfortable how to do that on your, this should be converted into a into a pen and paper only. Okay? So we were discussing about the XOR, है ना? So similar to this or and, okay? This is not this and, okay? Similar to this or, like this and this XOR is also a bitwise operator. Okay? So now let me, so whenever I'll tell you that something is a bitwise operator, then first thing it should be come into a mind, that is what? First should that like that is come into a mind, that is what? Your table only, you know? If your output is zero, input both inputs are zero, then the answer is zero. This one, this is also one, this is also one. So the table is pretty much important here. Yes or no? Okay. So if we are doing with XOR, then first of all I'll also tell you the table of that. But before that, in XOR there are two properties, है ना? This is also these properties are also there with the and or. Okay. But I'll tell you, since we are learning the XOR for the first time, there is a better to know, I'll explain you with the native approach. Okay, with the native thing. So the first property, that is called as commutative. Second property, that is called as associative. What does this property means? We have already learned this in our ninth and 10th standard. Okay. So this commutative law says when we swap two numbers, it should be the same answer. Let's suppose, what does that mean? That if you do a plus b, or if you do b plus a, does that make any difference? 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2, does that make any difference between your answer? Your answer should be anyway 5, right? है ना? ठीक है? Right? So the same way, this is something called as my commutative approach. So if you like change interchange your operator, your operands, this is what my operands, okay? So if you do a plus b, then plus is my operator, and this a and b is something called as my operand. I hope this is clear with you all. This is like basic of the fundamentals. Okay? What is the operand, what is the operator, this has to be clear. Fine. Okay? So those people who didn't know prior, then plus is my operator, a and b called as my operands. Okay? Okay, so if you swap over your operands, the answer should be same. This is what my commutative law says. Now what does associative law says? That associative, that does mean that what I can say, like if you have two numbers, okay, so it does not matter how we group the numbers. Like if you have three numbers, let's say, okay, so let's suppose if you have a plus b plus c, so you can do this particular thing in like a plus b plus c. We have to group this particular thing and then plus c, or else you can also do a plus b plus c, you can also do that. Okay, so no matter how you will group that, your associative thing would be as it is. Fine. Or else if you take another example like this, a into b into c, or if you do a into b into c, that both would be the same. Correct? Not here. A into B into C. ठीक है, this both are same, yes or no? ठीक है, so this is something what my association law says. ठीक है, so XOR follows the commutative approach and associative approach as well. Okay, now let's come into the table. Let's come to quickly to the table. What does my table says? uh okay, draw, fine. So what does my table says? My table says that suppose this is my 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. The output of 0 0 in XOR is 0. In 0 1 it is 1. In 1 0 it is 1. In 1 1 it is 0. So if my input are same, my output would be 0. If my input are same, my output would be 0. So remember, this XOR is what my exclusive OR, right? So if you see the OR table, everything are same, everything is same except this 1 and 1. Okay, okay. So in OR, what does that say? That if you have just 1 in any of the input, the answer would always be 1. Okay, that's what the OR says. But in XOR, it says that if both inputs are same, so if I just have to write it for your future reference, so if my both input are same, then answer would always be 0. And here if you see, if any of the input is 1, if I have to write it here, any of input is 1, then answer would always be 1. That should be clear with you all. Okay, this is why, that is why it is called as your exclusive OR. That does mean that it will be following some previous property of OR, but it will add some more property on its own. Correct? Am I clear with this particular point, everyone? Okay. Now the question comes, sir, why we are learning this? We were about to solve the unique element problem, है ना? So why we are learning right now this? So let's suppose if you have your input as let me take once again. So let's suppose if you have your input as 5, 3, 4, uh 5, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, okay, this is your input. Okay, now if you do XOR with everyone, so remember XOR sign is this, OR sign was this, AND sign was this, XOR is this. Okay, the caret sign. Okay, it should be in the number 6. If you press shift plus 6, it should be like this. Okay, just 3 in your keyboard. Okay, in the left side of AND and in the right side of percentage. Fine. So if you XOR everything, okay, now remember we had studied the associative and commutative law that does says that if you combine the two elements, let's say if I do 5 XOR 5, then I'll do 3 XOR 3, then I'll do 4 XOR 4. Okay, and I'll do XOR 2, XOR. So remember the both input are same, then what should be answer? If your both input are same, what should be answer? 0, right? है ना? So this is what my 0, this will be my 0, this will be my 0, this will be my 0 XOR 2. Now 0 XOR 0 is what? 0, because both input are same, है ना? 0 XOR 0 again what? 0. Now 0 XOR 2, what does this will be resultant into? Okay, if you see here, if you do 0 1, then answer should be 1. So if here if you do 0 XOR 2, the answer should be 2. Yes or no? है ना? Am I clear with everyone is clear why this should be my answer, and why we are learning the XOR here? Because we can implement this kind of mechanism and we will get our resulted answer with just one loop, not the two loops. Fine, logic is clear for everyone. Okay, so let's implement that. Okay, let's implement that. uh just a second, I'll sharing my developer tools. So I hope everyone now see the developer tools. Yes or no? Visible for everyone? Cool. Okay. So now we will start our execution of the XOR thing with respect to the thing what we have learned just now. Okay. So now I'll be writing a function here. Let's say my function is to be finding a unique element. Unique element. It will be accepting my array, and I'll call this outside of my thing. Let's say I'll initialize my array is equals to. Let's say I'll take my example as 1 2 1, or else like let me take the same example. Okay, 3 2 1, and I have 2 3 and 6. Okay. Or else like you can take any example in this. Okay, you can also like let's just do this one first. Okay, so if I have this one, I'll call my array. Let's say I'll do my console dot log. I'll call this particular function of unique with this particular array. Okay, now I'll return here. I'll return a unique element from this. Okay, this is my approach. Fine. Now what I'll do, since I have my array, okay, I'll take the first element as my response. Or else I can also tell this as my answer is equals to array of 0. Fine. Now what I'll do, iterate through every element. Let I is equals to, since I have my first element with me, I'll start with the 1. Yeah, we did this many times. We did this kind of things many times, so don't be in a confusion mode. Array dot length, we have as here we have a 5, right? So it should be run like this: I plus plus close, and here we will implement or will assign my answer is equals to answer XOR with array of I. Does this make sense for everyone? Does this make sense for everyone? And after that we will just return our answer. Cool. Okay. So let's try to run this. Okay, it is returning me 1. It was supposed to. Fine. Okay, it was pretty simple, right? But since we were not knowing about the XOR, that's why we explained about first of all XOR thing, and then after we'll proceed with this particular execution in our browser. Okay, pretty much easy. Fine. What if there are more than one element? So if you have more than one element, then this approach would not work. Okay. Okay, because it will just return one thing. XOR will return only one thing. It will not possible. So if you want to do with multiple elements, then you have to think about something else, or else your naive approach would also work. Okay. Nishant, this kind of thing will be there in your, like it is there in your mind, right? So right now we have learned about this. It is there in your mind, right? That if these two elements are equal, then it will result into the false thing. It is, we can also do with the bitwise operator thing. This all thing will be inside your mind, so you have to gather information and you have to put the information wherever it is possible. Fine. Okay, can you tell the naive approach? Okay, like right, I'll also tell the naive approach here. Okay. Arada, you says no, you have to, like you want me to explain again or what? Mistake. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. XOR work in numbers only. What about strings? Okay. So see, as I have just told now, as I have just told that it is not there which will be work for everything. You have to figure it out where you should be put your particular thing. So in my question, if I have that, if I just want to find one unique element, or if I just want to find a unique element, then you can apply this. Okay, the purpose here to teach here like this is also there, you know. So yeah, you should also know this. It should not be the blank thing. Okay, before that you were not knowing about this. Now I'll just tell you the naive approach. Naive approach. Okay, so Priyanshu, if we do single pipe. Okay, so see what Priyanshu says, that if we just do the single pipe, then think about it, what it should return, like this. This is what you say, Priyanshu. I'm not getting it actually. Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. So you are telling me, like, if we do one, it will work. Here it is. You are telling me to put this quotes. Okay, so let me put everything in quotes. Okay, just unique element. Okay, fine. So instead of this, we'll just do this. This is what you say, Priyanshu. This is what you want me to do. Fine. If you do this doing, okay, fine. Let me run this again. It is also working here, because why it is working here? Because anyway, you are in the final mode. In the final mode, you will be XORing with some element, XOR 0 only, है ना? Because everything else is same. So 3 XOR 3 is 0, 2 XOR 2 is also 0. So you will XOR 0 with this, है ना? That is why it is working. Fine. Okay. Okay. Which is not same. What if we do? Which is not same. What do you mean by that, Priyanshu? 3 and 3. Okay, fine. So if you do like this, then see what is the output. It's still 1. Okay. So let's just see what is happening inside this. Okay. I'll tell you what is happening inside this. Okay, fine. So see here, we went into the function, inside the function, right? In the array of, so see my answer of this is my 3. I'll start with this particular element. Now I'll do 3 XOR 3 XOR 2, right? So the answer is what? 1 here, right? Now after, let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. I'll just do this. I'll stop this and I'll open this browser of DevTools. Okay, can you see my browser? Can you see everyone? It's look friendly. Now, if you do this now, then we are inside this particular function unique. Answer is 3. If we go inside 3 and array of 3 is what? 2. So 3 XOR 2 is what? 1. Okay. So answer will be stored as 1. Now after, we are going again back inside this. Now answer is my 1 XOR with the next element, that is what? String 1. Okay, okay, because we have started with this. Fine. If you do that, your answer is 0. Okay, because 1 and this particular 1, it's typecasting, I think so. Okay, so if you just want to see that, you can try again with this. Okay, so right now answer is 0. 0 XOR 2, what should be my answer? 0 XOR 2, what should be my answer? 2, है ना? 0 XOR 2 is 2 ना? ठीक है, so my answer would be 2. Now after, I'll go with this particular string of array of 3. So this is my 2 and this array of I, it is my string 3. If you see this particular answer, then you will observe that it is 3. And again, if you just do like this, let's say 2 XOR 3, you will observe that it's also 1, right? Okay, so if you just, no matter what, if you do 2 XOR 3 or 2 XOR 3, this both will be the same, because this will be converted into the number, because it can convert. And now if you do 2 XOR a a3 like this, it will not convert, so that it will consider it as a falsy value and it will do output as 2. Cool. Okay, this is internally how it is working. Fine. Now Now I was explaining about the naive approach too. Yes or no? So how many of you people are clear about this particular naive approach, not this approach? Okay, this approach is like anyway it will be clear, but how many of you are clear with the naive approach? Let me create the today's file in the in this. Okay, fine. Just a second. I'll create this. Okay, so I'll be pasting this here. Okay, fine. So now, yeah, clear with naive approach. Okay, Dipanshu is clear with naive approach. I think so. Deepak is having some problem in naive approach. Yes or no, Deepak? Okay, so I'll explain the naive approach for him. Fine. So in the naive approach, if you observe, then you will have two loops. Okay. So whatever we have just did, let's say I'll have a function, again a unique. Inside this, I'll taking an array and I'll pass array like this. Okay. Let's say I'll have same values. I forgot the values actually. Just let me see the values. I have 5, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what I said 5, 3, 4, 2, 5, or else let me just paste it down. Na? Why we are wasting time into writing this? Let me paste this one. Yeah, fine. So this is my array. I'll be passing this inside that, and it will also returning me unique array. Fine. Now see what is happening here. What I'll do here, that is, I'll iterate through two loops here. First loop would be start with the zeroth element. Second loop would be start with the first element. Okay, because I have to compare each element with the next element. Fine. Okay. So here I'll just initialize my variable. First of all, I initialize my variable, or else I'll also tell it like let me do like this. Okay, directly let I, or else directly I is equals to 0. I should be array dot length I plus plus. Inside this particular thing, I'll also iterate through j equals to I plus 1. Okay, this is clear. Why we are doing j equals to I plus 1? This is clear, Deepak? Because we have to compare each element with its next element. Yes or no? Now, okay. And here I will just compare each element like a of I, whether we'll check a of I equals to a of j or not. If yes, then what you have to do? If this both element are equals, then what you have to do? What you need to do? So if you suppose if you find that this both are equal, then what you have to do? You have to suspend this particular J's operation. Yes or no? है ना? Yes or no? Okay. So see, if we just put this particular thing as continue, okay? Priyanshu and Ekta, many of you guys saying continue also, okay? So let's say if I continue, and suppose if I'm not finding these two elements are equal, then what I need to do? Nothing, right? I need to do anything? Do I need to do anything? No. Yes, no. So, so if you do like this, and if you return your array, okay, if you return your array out inside this, so what it will give you the output? Let me like tell me, okay. So right now, what I did is I have just compared a of I equals to a of j or not. Okay, if this both element are equal, so that does mean that if you have 3 2 here, so let's first understand first about 3 and 2 what it should do. First of all, we are comparing this I with I plus 1. It is not equal. What it should do? Yes, we need the count variable as well. Okay, correct. Fine. Yes or no? Everyone agrees with this particular statement? Yes or no? Right. Okay. Then after, so you have to, why j is less than n. J is less than n because you have to stop here. What you have to stop here, no? Let's say not n here. I have to do array dot length. Fine. Sorry about it. Fine. Okay. So now you can implement this. Okay, you have to implement this now. That if this both element is equal, then what you have to do? What you have to do? You have to continue or you have to break. Okay, if you do continue, then it will continue the J's operation with the it will just suspend the J's current execution. है ना? But if you break, then it will break outside the loop. Fine. Okay. So you want to try this? Do you want to try this on your own? What about else? Do you want to try this? This name approach should be clear with everyone. I'm not getting like why we are discussing this and why we are writing this. Okay. So please complete it as soon as possible because we have plenty of problems that we need to discuss. Fine. Okay. So please complete this. I'll just giving you 2 to 3 minutes of time. Okay. Please try to do that. Or else I'll just copy and paste this particular code. You have to complete that right now. Okay. So you have a code right now in your test in your chat window. Okay. You have to complete this code. Can you do that? Everyone can do that, Anna. So please do that. I'm just giving you 2 minutes of time. Just in that case, we have to find some other solution. It will not work. So I hope everyone got the solution. Yes, no. We are still writing. This is pretty much simple here. Why we are wasting so much of time in this? Okay. So Dipanshu has shared his program. Not getting answer. Okay. We can move to the next question. Okay. Okay. So we are clear with the particular solution. What is expected? Yes or no? So I'll just copy this Dipanshu solution. Okay. Let me go and paste this out. I think that it will be the proper solution. I'm not checking that. I'll just run this out. Let me explain this to the A is not defined. Where is A? Okay, it should be ARR. A is not defined. Where is A? Okay, this error. It's undefined. It's not working. Can anyone share the correct solution? Dipanshu, your solution is not working. Can you spot the mistake here? We will move to the next question, but once we are clear with this one, okay? Okay. So instead of continue, if I do break, let me see what is the answer. Like it's a noticeable error here. Pretty noticeable error here. Can anyone spot this? It's unreachable. What should be the correct solution for this? Aradhya? That's what I'm asking. Okay? It's pretty simple. Please try to focus on this. What is the mistake here? I want the correct solution for this right now. Okay? Okay. So if this is not closed, so where should I close this? Please post the correct answer. I'll see that. Okay. Anyone can share the correct answer, or still they are working? It's pretty simple, guys. Okay, if we remove this one, then see what is the answer. Or else you can also debug this thing. Okay, you can also debug this. Okay, Nitish has shared something. Let me see that. I cannot see the proper code in this. Okay, do one thing. We'll do one thing. Since you got the logic for this, okay. Since you got the logic for this, please try to work on this in the break. If you unable to do after break, also I'll tell you. But it like I think I should not tell you this, but since you are not able to do this, I'll also tell you this. Okay, no worries. Okay, Aradhya has posted something. Let me see that. What it is. So okay, so he has shared this that okay fine. So in our code, what the changes we need to make in our code, that is what changes we need to make in our code. See guys properly. Now if I again go to this and if I compare my code or compare our code with Aradhya code, okay. So see what he has done is he had break this particular thing, he had stopped his loop here. Okay, this this condition he has moved outside of this j, you know, not this condition, this one, right? Okay, this is how he has done this. So do you think that it is proper? It is proper or not? It is proper. Yes, no. Let me refactor this code as well. Okay, this is how we will code. No worries. If you are not getting this, I'll explain you. So now let me see what is the comments. Seems some to me, same to me. Okay, fine. Let's try to execute this. So it is returning me 1. So if you see in our previous code, this code is perfect or not? This code is correct or not? This code looks correct. Everyone, Ekta, Priyanshu, Nana, Dipanshu, where are everyone else? Please wake up. Okay? Okay. So Deepak, are you getting what was the mistake before? है ना? Got it? Everyone? Anyone else also got this? So this kind of silly mistake you need not to do. Okay, I'll highly suggest this kind of things you will have to not to do. And Aradhya, I think so, he has debugged this particular thing and he has come up with this particular solution. So I'll encourage everyone think about this, think like this, think like this solution, like debugging also should be the work. Okay, so I told multiple times that it's minor mistake, but no one has responded. Okay, I'll understand that you have to see and you have to respond, but parallel if you do the program with me also, you will get to know about the mistakes. Okay, am I clear? Should I move to the another problem now? Okay, am I clear with the XOR also? Fine, cool. Okay, so the next question is pretty much simple. Let me share my screen. Okay, so now what the thing I am expecting you from this question is that you need to count the pair of the given number. Okay, so what does that mean? That suppose if I have my array 1 5 7 1, this is my array, and I have my target element as my sum. Okay, let's say I have 6. Okay, so you have to tell me the possible pairs, like 5 and 1 is my pair, right? So you have to tell me the count, how many total number of pairs I will have this. Okay, so my answer would be 1. Okay, because my count is 1. So if I tell you some other example in this, then suppose if you have your array like this. Okay, 10 20 10, then I have 40 50 and 70. Okay, suppose this is my array and my target element here is, I'll say, 50. Okay, 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 I have my target element as my 50. So you need to tell me the first pair through which I can sum, first pair of indexes you need to tell me through which I will sum that and I'll achieve this first target. Okay, so if you see in this particular array, then uh, 10 20 10 40. So if I do 20, sorry, 10 and 40, so let's say 0 1 2 3 4 5. So if I add 2 and 3, I'll achieve this target. Yes or no? है ना? ठीक है? So this is my question. It should be asked in either way. It should be asked in the counter also. It should be asked in the indexes also. Fine. Okay. So you need to tell me the approach for this. Then after we will discuss about this. Okay. Okay. So I'll give you some time to think about this. Should be consecutive? No, it should not be. Okay. Yes, two pointer approach can be implemented in this. Okay. Think about something else also. Fix the target and subtract that element. Yes, that is what is needed. Let everyone think about that. Okay. Satvik, that's great. I think we have tried this particular problem before. Okay, we have to output the indices. Yeah, it should be anything, right? Okay, so you can also print the indexes also. You can also print the count also. It should be anything, but approach would be the same, है ना? What is your logic, Shivam? I haven't seen that, so sorry. Okay, use hash map. We have not covered hash map yet. Okay, but uh, if we have, if we can replace this hash map with something else, your approach is right. ठीक है, it will work. No, that map method that we have learned, Vikas, it will not work with this. ठीक है, so hash map is what we need not to worry about right now. Fine, ठीक है, fine, yeah. So please think about it. I'm giving you some time for that. We'll discuss the approach. We will solve this particular problem. Then after we'll take the break. Fine. Shivam, two pointer, that does mean that we have to take 2 point. Okay, that does not mean that you have to start one thing at the beginning and the second thing from the last. Okay, so two pointer does mean that it is something also known as brute force approach. Okay, so whatever we have just learned in the previous example, also in the naive approach, it is also using the two pointers. है ना? First was the I, second was the j plus one. Okay, the same thing you can apply here. So in the previous case, we had applied the summation of like equals to, है ना? We did the a, whether our area of I equals to area of j or not. Here you have to do with the same thing with the plus sign, है ना? You have to check whether the sum is there or not. ठीक है, just like that. Yes, Dipanshu, there are many problems that are also, from the gigs for gigs. Okay, that's why you should say that you have to practice from that as well. There are many good problems in that. Sure, am I clear what does mean the two pointer approach? Okay, okay. So now let me tell you what what I'm expecting from this. Okay, so name approach would be the same as previous. Okay, so we will not discuss the name approach in this one. One only found using the nested for loop. Okay, in answer, like, it's okay, you will use the nested loop as of now. Okay, because we have not covered the time and space complexity, we will not bother about that as well. Okay, Once again, what you need to explain me, Nena? In answer, it can be 0 3. We wait consecutive 2 3. No, no, no. Answer can be anything. So let's suppose your 40 is lying something where here, okay? Like instead of this. So your answer should be this. Okay? This and this. Fine. So if you have this values, then answer should be 2 5. Okay? Okay? Okay, fine. So let me start with this particular thing. Why not 0 and 5? 0 5, it can also be the answer. But see, after the 0, your index has been updated. I'll explain you. I'll explain you about this. Okay? Don't worry. Fine. So now let me tell you the approach for this. Okay? So the first and the foremost approach that is most famous, that is our naive approach. Okay, in naive approach you will start one loop with 0, second loop with I plus 1, and you will compare whether your array of I plus array of j is equals to target or not. If yes, then you have found that, you will return this I and j, that is all. Okay, that is clear. Naive approach is clear for everyone. Okay, now we will discuss something else which will be fascinate your mind. Okay, so this approach will something called as, this is not a name of this approach, but this approach what we have just discussed is something called as brute force approach. Okay, it will have the two pointer in this. We will also solve many problems with this particular brute force approach in the future. Now coming to this particular problem, how about we will take two array. Let's say for an example, we'll take first array for result and second array to return your array. Whatever you will return, let's say I'll name it return result. Okay, I'll maintain this particular two arrays. Now whatever your array is, let's say my array, I'll copy this from here. It's not copying anyway. I'll take this, I'll shift it down to this. Okay, so suppose this is my array 70 and 40. This is my array. Now what I will do, I'll iterate through every element first of all. Okay, I'll iterate through every element first of all. I'll check whether this element is present here or not. So initially, of course, this is blank, so it will not present here. If it's not present here, then if this particular element is not present here, this 10, then I'll insert this in the return. Okay, okay. Why I did that? I'll tell you in a while. If this element, sorry, just a second, just a second. If this element is present here, okay, this element present here, then I'll take this particular advantage of this result array. But since this 10 initially will not present here, so I'll take this into this. Then I'll come to 20. 20 is present in the result or not? 20 is present into the result or not? Not, right? So I'll again enter here. 10. 10 is present here or not? Yes or no? 10 is present here or not? Or else we can also one, or else we can also one, we can do one more optimization here. If my return array is not equals to the return result element, okay, so what does that mean? Say, uh, every time inside my for loop, every time if I iterate through my for loop, I'll check two conditions for that. If my return, if in the return array, if I have that particular array inside that, then I'll do something, and if not, then I'll do something. Okay, okay. So let's suppose for an example, let's say for an example, what I just said that I'll make a two condition for that. This result is also my array, right? So in this particular result, if this particular 10 is happened here, if this is the case, then I'll do something. If not, then I'll do something. Okay. What is the meaning and what is the rationale behind this? Is it will it will be sorted out. You will not need two arrays in this. So if you focus on the naive approach, in the naive approach we had two nested arrays, है ना? Because we had one for this, one for this. Okay. If we are using this approach, if we are maintaining two arrays, one for the local use, one for the returning use, you need not to worry about anything else. Okay. How? Let me explain you. So if this particular return of 10 is present here, right now it's not. If yes, then what I'll do, I'll push this return result dot push. I'll push this particular element into this element, this return thing. Suppose for an example, if this is not present here in just like this case, है ना, we'll go inside this else, है ना. In this particular else, we will insert this 10 to this result. Okay. Okay. So we'll add this 10 to result. So that does mean that whatever my result is and what will be my index of that. Okay. In the particular index of that, I'll insert that. So for an example, uh, now the question comes, what should be my index in which I have to insert my 10? Okay, what should be my index here? So index here should be your, if you take your target minus your element. So that does mean that suppose if you have your target element here was 50, है ना, your target element here was 50, you are iterating your 10 element. Okay, so 50 minus 10, that is 40. So suppose if you have 40 in your array, in this array, in the next element of array, then can you say your output is viable here? You can return some indexes from this, yes or no? Okay, because you are not getting this, let me explain you in a bit. Okay, let me explain you. So like what I just said, that let's say I have an array, I have same array, 10 20 10 70 50 40. So I know that this could be a bit tricky for many of you. Don't worry, we'll get this through. Okay, fine. So this is my array, right? Okay, name approach is clear. The nested thing, है ना, Priyanshu? Fine. Now, if we have to omit this name approach, then my approach is what? Like what the best approach here that I can think of is I'll maintain two array. Let's say one is for local use, that is my result array. It is my array, huh? It is not my normal variable. And one is for my returning purpose. So I'll name this as return result. Okay. Okay. Now for every element, I will do this process, what I have just explained. Okay. Now what I have just explained, if you have not got that, then what I'll do, I'll check for every element. If this element is present in this result array, okay, then I will insert this into this array. If this is not present here in this particular result element, then I'll insert this here. This makes sense. This makes sense. If this result is holding 10, then I'll insert it here. If result is not holding 10, then I'll insert 10 to result for further use. Is it clear? Now I'll explain why we have to insert the 10 if it's not present into result. This is clear, yes or no? Okay. Now suppose, just tell me for a common sense, and this is a common sense thing, that if you want to find a target of 50 and you have a value of 10, how much is left? How much is left? 40, yes or no? Okay, so 40 is left. So by any way, if you got to know that you have 40 in your later elements, you are done, yes or no? ठीक है. So I'll just make a equation here. Let's say if I do 10 plus x is equals to 50. ठीक है. 10 is my current element, 50 is my target. So x is what? My 50 minus 10, right? So 50 was what? My target, and 10 is what? My current element. Yes or no? Right? ठीक है. Okay. So now the question comes that result, in the result we have to insert this, but in this index. ठीक है. So result of target minus sum should be this. So that is what I have just returned here. Okay, inside the else condition. So in the else condition, in the result of, if you see here, I was about to write here something, है ना? So result of target minus current element equals to your current element. Okay, so that next time if you traverse to next time, if this 10 occurs, then you will tell them that result is already holding that. Yes or no? ठीक है. ठीक है. Till now it's clear. Till now it is clear. Yes or no? Okay. ठीक है. Everyone is clear right now. ठीक है. Yes or no? I want answer from everyone. Please participate, people. So, so okay. Dipanshu says no. So Dipanshu, you want me to explain once again? So I'll explain with the different values also. Should I explain that? ठीक है. ठीक है. Okay, no worries. No worries. I'll explain this once again with another value. So for an example, if you have values like 2, 3, 4, then if you have values 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now if you want to find your target element as 10. Okay. Okay. So what should be your answer? Your answer should be what? 4 and 6, first of all. Your answer should be 3 and 7, and your answer should be 2 and 8 from this array, right? Okay. Okay. Now, for an instance, just forget about everything else. Okay. As I have just told you, we will maintain two arrays. One is for result, one is for return result, and here we'll enter accordingly what we are getting it. So now, initially, I'll get through with this. So this is my array of result. This is my array of return result. Initially, both would be empty. Okay, now I'll execute one by one. Till now, everyone is correct. Eden is with me. You are getting it what I'm saying. Okay. Don't worry. This is like pretty much like this is pretty complicated, but it once you will get through it, you will understand it. Okay. So don't worry. You'll just try to understand it. So now, till now, everyone understood with this. Right now, my both arrays are empty. At the end of the day, I have to return this. Okay, this should be in your mind. Okay, so whatever operation that you want to make, you have to make in the local array that you have. You need not to bother about this one, है ना? Okay, once you are pretty much sure that this pair is there in your particular thing, then after you have to insert in this. Fine. So now, if you observe in your answer, then you had a pair, है ना? Let's say 2 and 8, then 4 and 6, then what, 7 and 3, just like that. Okay, you had this those pair, right? Okay, so I need to insert in this in a pair mode. Yes or no? Then after you will get in a pair mode. Yes or no? No. Fine. So this is my second element. Okay, see, this is my 2. The number is 2. My target element is 10. So how much is required? Is 8, right? Okay. So now for every element, now I'll generalize that. For every element 2, I'll check it is present here or not. It is not present here. right? So at the index of target minus element, that is 8, at the index of 8 I'll insert 2 in this result element. Okay. Okay. Now let's suppose I'll again it iterate through 3. So at the index of, this was 8, this is 3, at the index of 7 I'll insert what, 3, because 10 minus 3, that is 7. So index of 7 I'll insert 3. Now I'm come to the 4. So 10 minus 4, that is 6. So I'll, at the index of 6 I'll store 4. Now I have 5. So at the index of 5 I'll store 5. Now I have 6. You have 6 here. Do you have a 6 here? You have to check result of index. Okay. So this 6, you have to check at the index of 6. You have a any element present here at the index of 6. There is 4, right? There is 4 here. Yes or no? है ना? So we have to take this particular 4 here. Since I have just told you that this is will be my pair, right? Return result will be my pair. So in the pair, my first element is my 4. Okay, right? And second element that I need to take is what, my index also, like element itself, that is my 6. Okay, this will be my first pair. Fine. Then after I have what, 7. So you have to check whether you have any element present on the result of 7. Yes, I have it. Okay, so you need to take what, the index first, sorry, the index of element first, that means 3, and the current element, that is what, 7. Then after what, I have 8. So you need to check whether your, whether do you have at any element present at index of 8 in the result. Yes, I have. So I have to take 2 and the current element, what, my 8. This is what my answer is. It is clear. Okay. So I think you were confusing between the result of index and result, है ना? That is why I have explained with the different example. Okay. So if I want to write the pseudocode for that, okay, if I just want to write the pseudocode for that, then my pseudocode would be the simple one, है ना? So I have the result and return result. Initially both would be my empty. Now in my pseudocode I'll just write that if my result of array of current element, that is I will refer is as my current element, result of current element, if this is there, then, so what we were supposed to do, if I have something in my result, then what I need to do, I have to take this particular element and the current element. Okay, so I'll insert into result, return result, and inside this I'll insert what, my current element, comma, the result of current element. Okay, this two will be inserted as a pair. Okay, if not, if this element is not present here, then what I need to do, I was inserting here in the result array at particular index of current element, है ना? So if I want to write it in the coding format, then what I need to do, I need to result of sum or else my target minus current element. Okay, is equals to what, my current element. This would be my pseudocode. Everyone agrees with me? Okay, so I'll repeat this once again. I'll repeat this entire thing once again. Suppose you have this 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, है ना? Okay, your target is 10. You have this array, your target is 10. So initially your result and result return result both would be empty, right? Now the current element right now is 2, whether 2 is present in result or not, 2 is present in result or not, return of 2 is present or not, it's not, right? So you have to go inside the else. Else is what, my target minus current element. That does mean what? 10 minus 2, that is 8. So in result, I have this indexes. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at the index of 8, I'll store 2. Okay, I'll take third element. 3 is also not present here in the result. Okay, 3 is also not present, anything not present here. So I'll insert 10 minus 3, that is what? 7. So at the index of 7, I'll store element of 3. 4. Do we have anything inside this 4? No, right? Okay, so I'll insert at the 10 minus 4, that is 6. So I'll insert at the element of 6, I'll store 4. I'll take 5. Do we have anything in your 5? No. So I'll store 5 here. I have 6. Now I'll check. Do we have anything present at the index of 6 in the result or not? Yes, I have it. Okay. So I'll take this 4. I'll put this inside this one. Okay. I'll just move this inside this one. I have 7. Do we have anything inside this 7? Yes, I have. So I'll take this inside. I'll move this here. 3. Along with its index. I'll take the 8. Do you have anything in the 8? Yes, I have. I'll move this here along with this index. That is what my solution is. Clear? ठीक है? Crystal clear ना for everyone? Ekta, Dipanshu, Priyanshu, Deepak, clear? Nilanjan, everyone? Cool? ठीक है. So yeah, we'll take break now. Okay, we'll take break now. After the break, we'll implement this in the code. ठीक है? So the understanding purpose is like that were only the complicated part. Implementation is pretty much easy. Okay, fine, got it. Okay, so please take a break now. We'll take a break now and we'll come back at 10:05. Okay, we'll come back at 10:05. Yeah, okay, okay, take break. Vikas, Niranjan, Navneet, Dipanshu, please take break and we'll come back with this. And please try to implement this if you have some time. If not, I'll explain you how to do that. Okay, now, fine. If you have array like this, 2, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then also it will work. We'll check that. Okay, good. Hello. Am I audible? Am I audible, guys? So sorry, I was having some issues. Okay. So let's start with the implementation. Okay. Okay. So now we will develop a function. Let's say we'll call as calculate. Inside that we have my array, and I'll take my target element. Okay. And I'll pass my array. Let's say I'll take the same values as I have taken. So let's say if I have taken 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. And I have my, I'll call this particular function console.log. Let's say I'll call this as calculate array, and I'll pass my target as 10. Okay. Fine. Now, whatever we have written in the pseudocode, we'll develop that. Let's say I'll take my two arrays, which will be empty, result, and return result. Both will be empty. I'll traverse through it. I equals to 0. I should less than array dot length I plus plus. Okay, cool. Then after, I'll check if this results index of element is there or not. If it's there, then we will insert element at results index. And if not, then what I have to do? I have to assign element at result results index. Okay? Here it should be, if there is there, if this is there, then I have to insert element at return result array. Okay? Now it is making sense, people. Okay, now this is what we have just seen. Yes or no? Okay, everyone, guys, है ना? Okay. So now let's insert whatever we have written. Return result dot push. Now focus here that, as I have told you, that we will be inserting a pair, है ना? So the pair will have a key and a value. Okay. So inside this we will insert an object. It will be having a pair and like key value pair. In the key, I will be having the result thing. So that result of array of I, whatever we had present here. Okay. The same thing we will be looking at here. Fine. Okay. And in the pair, this is my key, right? In the key I had taken, I had taken the array of I, and in the pair I will take the element itself. Okay, the current element itself. Okay, I'll take the current element itself. Okay. Okay. Else I'll insert the same thing, result of target minus whatever my current element is. I'll insert current element inside that. How many of you are getting this? How many of you people are getting this? And after that, of course, we have to return result. Okay, right? Yes or no? Not getting? Deepak, you are not getting? Okay, fine. So Deepak, you got what, like why I have returned this comments, these comments are clear. So I think so you must be not clear with this one, है ना? So if you focus in this, then we we are checking whether our current element is present here at results index or not. If it is there, then we will take this as key. We will take our current element as value and we will push together in our return result. Okay. Why we have done this is, let me tell you that as well. Missing after property line number 6. Line number 6. So there is some syntactically mistake here. Okay, yeah, I think it should be yes, it should be like this. Inside that, like this and this. Let me try this. Okay, line number 6. Yes, I forgot that syntax. Okay, so this is my answer. Okay, if you see, Deepak, if you see here in this particular element of 0, I have a object here, है ना? This 4 is my key, 6 is my value. That is why I have to insert it in an object. You getting this? Okay. It is like assigning values to its complement and finally push the pair to array of object. Yes, that is it. Okay. Am I clear? Guys, am I clear with this? Yes or no? Completely you got this. I don't want 1% doubt in this. Okay. Okay. So I'll just give 5 minutes or 2 minutes to try this out. Please try this out and look what is happening inside here. Okay. So I'll just give you 2 minutes to look and see what is happening inside this. Yes, Priyanshu, in the first step, if you see, we are checking it is there or not. You are right that in at first, since result is empty, we will not have that. So it's okay. We'll go in the else part and we'll insert that. What is the issue here? है ना? So Hariharan, in the else part, we have we did we are pushing some element into the result, है ना? And we are taking care of the indexes. So if you have the second element like this, if you don't have in the result, let me show you by debugging. Okay, you will have a proper idea by this. See here. So sorry, just a second. Now see here, what is happening inside this is empty. This array, this target is 10. Okay. Now we are checking at first whether this result is holding this or not. Okay. It is not holding because result is what? Length is 0. है ना? So we are checking whether result is holding the array of 0, that is 2. It's holding or not. It is not. So we are doing in the else part. My target is 10. Array of I is my 2. You know, 10 minus 2, that is 8. So at the result of index of 8, it will be inserting the element of 2, right? Then after it will iterate further with the 3. With the 3 also it is not having, it will insert. With the 4 also it is not having, it will insert. With the 5 also it is not having, it will insert with the specific indexes that we have looked upon. Okay. So right now, if you see the result thing, if you see the condition of result, it will look like something this, right? Now just check. Now I am standing at this position of 6. This result is holding the element of like index of 6, anything present here or not, it is there, right? So we will go beyond and we will fetch those particular position what is having inside the value, inside the index of 6, it is having 4. ठीक है, this is having 4, ठीक है, and array of I, it is having what, my current index, it is 6, so this will be pushed inside this return result. Am I clear? Yes or no? Similarly to the 7 and 8, and it will finally return. I hope it is pretty much clear. ठीक है? So Riaz, which particular point of topic you want me to touch once again? I'll do that. This one, summarize. Okay. So yeah, I'll do that. No worries. So see, Riaz, what we are doing here, we are checking every element, whether it is this index. This is we'll consider it as an index. So this results index of 2, whether there is something or not. If there is something present here, then we will return that particular thing, and we'll push this into our return result array, है ना, at our at with the position of key and value, ठीक है, because we have to return two things, है ना, the key and values, ठीक है. So in the key we'll be holding the return thing what we had inside this as key, and this will be my value whatever my current element is. Okay, similarly to the for the every element we will get that. Now for an example, if we if we have something inside this, if we don't have something inside this, for the initial case, if you want to talk about, then if you don't have anything inside this return result, initially it was empty. Now if you are traversing with the element 2, it is not holding anything inside this, it will come into the else part. In the else part, it will be insert target minus this at index of the current element. The current element will be inserted or will be pushed at the target minus element. Okay. So now for now why we are doing this, because second time if we do that, we have to insert this into the push thing. Now if you ask me that, sir, why we are doing that, okay, why we are doing that, then I'll tell you that I have already told you that if you have two, if you want to achieve 10, how much you are left? You are left with 8. So we are making a, this is nothing but a shorter way of maintaining a hash map. Okay, what is hash map? We will see. But if we have excess of hash map here, we will definitely use that. We will not do like this kind of process in that. Although logic would be the same, but this return result instead of array, it will be of the hash map. You know? But forget about that as of now. Now we are checking whether this 8 in is present in our array or not. If there is, if this is that, then we will take this and this 8 and we will return that. That is what we are doing right now. This is why we are maintaining this return result array as well. Okay, right? Am I clear? No, we have to return every pair. Okay, if you observe this here also, Priyanshu, if I run this, we are returning the three pairs, है ना, 4 6 3 7 2 8. ठीक है, so every possible pairs we have to return. Okay, Riaz, am I clear? Okay, ठीक है. So now let me move to the next problem. Okay, so the next problem what I have is, uh let's say, just a second, my pen is not working. Just hold on for a minute. Okay, yes, now it's working. So my next question for today is, let's say if I have an array like like simple array, okay, and if I want to find the one particular sub array from that, let's say if I have an array of 1 2 3, 1, 2, 3. I want to find every possible subarray from this. Okay. So what is the possibility here? That is like 1, then I will have 2, then I can have 3, then I can have 1, 2. Okay. Yes or no? Then I can have 2, 3, then I can have 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is all. That is all. That is all can I can generate from this. You know? So I want the same thing. I want the same thing. I'll just input this. I have I want my output like this. This is my input. This is my output. Okay, right? No, Aishwarya, you cannot generate 1 3 from this. Okay, I mean by subarray. Okay, subarray that means like this, 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 this consecutive subarray. No, it's not tough. Dipanshu, it's pretty easy. If I tell the solution of this, you will laugh at me. Okay, okay. So if I want to give you a hint, then see, let's say if I have 1, 2, 3. Now you can use two pointer approach here. Okay, or we can say like, yeah, you can use two pointer approach here. You have to start here. This is my starting point. Okay, and you have to fix your end point. Okay, you have to fix your end point. Let's say if this is my starting point, then what should be my end point? First of all, like my end point is this, then after my end point will be this, then after my end point will be this, then after my starting point will be this, end point will be this. So starting point and ending point you have to change, and you have to print the array elements. Okay. Okay. So for an example, if I want to tell you, if I don't want to confuse you, just a second. Okay, like this. So what I'll do, first of all, I'll take the I loop. In the I will have 0 to n. Okay, I'll traverse every element first. Then after I'll decide where to start, where to stop. Okay. Now since I have excess of every elements with this particular I loop, I'll initiate my J loop. In the J loop, what I'll do, I'll start from my I, start from this position, and end I'll end through n. Okay. Okay. So now I would be changing. You know, I would be not fixed every time with this. I would be changing like this also, like this also. I every time I'll start from I, I'll end through n, and I'll take another loop. I'll take another loop, the k, for the printing purpose. Whatever my value of this I will start from I, it will end from j. It will print like this. Okay. So right now, if you observe, then suppose if I have this particular 1 2 3, you know, so I'll initiate my loop with 0 to n. I'll take my j loop with I to n. I'll take my k loop with I to j, and I'll print whatever value inside my k would be. So will it work, people? Will it work, people? Okay. So intentionally, not intentionally, I was trying to give you the hint, but I told you the solution. Guys, are you getting what I'm saying? What is the approach? You clear with the approach, right? Yes, three nested loops, correct. Priyanshu, Dipanshu, clear with the approach. Everyone else, please respond, guys. Try na. Okay, so please try. Yes, I'm repeating my approach once again. I'm repeating approach my approach once again. So, see, Joseph, I think so. Yes, Joseph has. Yes, yes. So yeah, Priyanshu, I am also explaining once again. Please focus right now. We have this particular array. I want to print the possible subarray from this, like 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. So what approach I can take here is, I can start with, I'll first of all I'll take I to j, sorry, I to n. My j would be I to n. Okay, right now my I is 0 to n. This 0 1 2. My this is my I. My j would be this only. and my k would be whatever my starting point, whatever my ending point, I have to print this one. Okay, this is what my approach is. So for the first time, it will be have 0 to n. My I would be, sorry, my j would be what, 0 to n as well. My k would be what, 0 to 0, right? Because I and j both would be 0, so it will print what, 1. Then after, i'll do I'll do increment what, k, right? And k should run to what, j, right? Yes or no? Am I relatable? Like, you can relate with me right now, right? So initially, if I want to take 1, 2, 3, this is my ith loop, this is my j, this is my k, this is my output window. Okay. So I would be, as I said, I would be 0 to n, right? So right now my ith value is 0. J would be 0, I to n. So j is also 0. Okay. J is I to n. I is what right now, 0. So j is also 0. K is what, I to j, है ना? K is what, I to j. So k will be initialized with what value? It will be initialized with the ith value, like 0, and it should end with j. Okay, because k is from I to j, j is from I to n, I is from 0 to n, right? Okay, so k should stands to 0 to 0. So 0 to 0, that means what element? 0, 1, 2, 1, right? Then after I'll increment my k, so it will be not possible, so I'll increment my j will be my 1, so it will run through 0 to 1 now. Okay, so 0, first of all it will take 0 0 value and 0 1 value. 0 0 is what, 1, and 1 is what, 2. Okay, so it will print what, first of all it will print 1, then after it will print 2. Yes or no? Likewise it will print every values. Okay. Okay, so let's print this. Guys, today is Friday, like, why you are not energetic? I think you are pretty much low today. You are not engaging. I feel so. Like, we are meeting after a long time. That's why. No, right? Okay. So yeah. So let's complete this problem first. So we have to. Why our intention is to what, find a subarray, right? So we'll print, take the function subarray. Inside this, we'll take my array element, and uh, let's say if I have, mm, 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 okay, I'll take my first loop, which will be I from 0. I should be run to array dot length. So for simplicity purpose, since we had any, like, everything with n, है ना? So I'll initialize my array first of all. It will be 1, 2, 3, and I'll do console dot log subarray, or else I'll just print inside that. Okay, so I'll take subarray of array dot length, and inside this I'll take my length of n, so that you can relate with it. Okay, so I have my n here, I plus plus, I plus plus here. Inside this I have my second loop, which will be starting from I, j should less than n, j plus plus. Inside that I have my k loop, which will be start from I, which should end, this is very important, and should my k, k plus plus. And inside this I'll just printing out whatever my element of k is having. Okay, this is what my basic approach is, and for simplicity purpose, after this I can print like console.log. I can print what, like session or anything like this. You can take this out. Let's run this out. See, it's 1 2 1 2 2. Okay, there is some mistake here. Let me check. uh yeah, it should be equals to here. Okay, it should be equals to here. I forgot that. It was not taking account into the third, like last element. That is why it should be equals to here. Okay, you can see my output is what, 1, then 1 2, then 1 2 3, then 2, then 2 3, and then 3. I hope this is clear. This is pretty easy. Pretty easy now, people. Yes or no? ठीक है, Dipanshu is pretty easy. Dipanshu, I think so. You told me na that it's pretty tough. So see, it's way too easy than previous problems, right? You got this. This will work for four elements. Okay, let's print the four elements. See, one, one, two, one, two, three, one, two, three, four, two, two, three, two, three, four, three, three, four, four. It's correct. Perfect. Okay, it is what the expected one, right? Yes, its time complexity is high, but we are not bothering about time complexity as of now. Okay, because we have not learned it. Once we will get to learn about time complexity and space complexity, I'll tell you how to how to work with this particular thing. But trust me, with this particular thing, whatever we are learning right now, what the purpose if we are learning right now, it is like it is suitable one. Okay, but because if you find every other solution, it will be somewhat similar. Okay, you will not find negligible, like you will not find way too high difference in between this. Okay, so as of now, as of what we have learned through, it is perfectly fine. Okay, if you can think of this solution, then you are in a good path, you are in a better path. Fine. Okay. Okay, so now let me move to the next question. uh, 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 okay, so this is my sheet. And yeah, if we have more time now, if I have more time or if I have some bandwidth, then I'll share a sheet with you for DSA purpose. Okay, I think you are doing assignments also over there. There are many problems that will be covered like this, but I have a sheet. If you cover those sheet, then if you try to solve those kind of problems, and it will be more helpful to you. Okay, it will be just like for practice. Okay, I'll share those sheet with you also. Yeah, I'll share that. Okay, but I'll prefer that you will first complete your assignment, then after you will focus on the extra resources. Fine. I can see some of the faces, they are completing everything time to time. They are also in connect with TAs, so that's pretty encouraging for me also, because I am having good feedback of yours. Okay, because you guys are also putting so much of effort. So I thought that if you practice this kind of sheets, then also it will be like way more helpful to you as compared to others. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah, this sheet is also good. Love Bubber's DSC sheet is also fine. Fine. So now let me share something else with you. Yeah, this problem is pretty cool. So let's suppose if I have an array. Okay, suppose like this: three. Then I have one, three, three, two. Okay. Now your job is to find the uh, the element which is in majority of on this. Okay. Find the majority element. So if you can clearly see 3 is repeating 3 times. 3 is my majority element here. Okay. So if you remember, we have covered this previously, that you have to compare your count of this with the n by 2. Yes or no? In 2D array problem, we have covered this. Yes or no? The majority one, right? So if this, yeah, we have covered the sparse, not the sparse. Yeah, sparse array problem. You remember this problem? In that we have used n by 2, as I have remembered this. Yes or no? Okay, so this was in for the 2D array. This is for the 1D array. It should be way easy for to you, right? You know? Yeah, over there we had to count the count of zeros and count of ones, right? If count of zeros in this, if count of zeros are greater than n by 2, then we can say our array is sparse, otherwise not. But the same thing or similar thing we can apply here. We have to find any element. It should be repeating more than n by 2, then we can tell that this element is in majority. on this array. Okay, right? Here we are clear. We were clear that what we have to find, it was 0. Here we are not clear, right? We have to find every element's count, and then when we have to check if any element's count is greater than n by 2, then we can tell that it's majority element. Otherwise we can tell that there is no element which is in majority. Let's suppose I have this 1 2 3 3 4 5 6. There is no element is in majority here, because total number of elements are what? 3 3 3 7. Okay, 7 by 2, that is what? 3. Any element it is repeating more than 3 times? No. So there is no majority element here. Okay, this is my uh, like what we can say best case. This is my worst case. Okay, fine. So tell me, what should be your approach in this? What should be your approach in this? You can also take the naive approach in this. Okay, it's also fine. So it's pretty simple. Yeah, see what we have to do. What we have to do, we need little processing for this problem. Okay, ठीक है, ठीक है. I'll give you some time. Okay, I'll give you some time to think of it. Then after I'll tell you. I'll just give you 2 minutes for this. Okay, so can I tell you guys what should be the approach in this, or you want to focus on that? You still need some time. Okay, done. Please share the approach. Okay, trying, right? Please. Okay, please try. Satvik, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. That's what is expected from this. It's the right approach. Great. I was speaking in the mute, I guess so. Fine. So Satwik, your approach is absolutely correct. We will do that. We'll take two loops, two counters, and validation with the n by two. Ekta, your approach is also fine. That's what something's related to the Satwik. That's great. And Ashwin, for you, I'll say that I had just spoken, but I was on mute. I said that you need not to take any loop for this, okay, to compare with this n by 2, because we will compare this after coming out of the loop. You know, then after we'll return the answer. Inside the loop, we will compare and we will maintain two counters. Fine. And after coming out of the loop, we will compare those two particular things. Fine. Let me tell you what I mean to say. My OneNote screen is visible to everyone, right? Okay. So I'll tell you the solution for this. So see, we need two counters for this particular solution. We need two counters for this and two loops for this. So for an example, if we are taking my first loop as I, it should be what, 0 to n, right? In my second loop, which will be in my j, in the j loop, I'll do the comparison process. Okay, I'll do the comparison process. So for an example, can anyone tell me that this kind of thing we did many times, right? So in the j loop, also we will start with 0 to n, you know, and in the processing part, we will compare whether this array of I equals to array of j or not. Okay, is equals to array of j or not. So basically, we are comparing every element to each other. Okay. So let's say I is 0, j is also 0. So array of 0 and array of j. These both are equal or not. If yes, then we'll do what? Count plus plus. Our first counter is my counter. Okay, my count. And second counter will be for the maximum. Okay. So max count and count. This will both initially will be 0. Okay. Okay. Fine. So after that, this is my first thing. The second thing that I'll do, that I'll compare whether my count is greater than my max count or not. If yes, if this is true, then I'll update max count with count. Okay? Yes or no? है ना? Right? And I will take the index of this particular element. Okay? I'll take the index of this I or j. Okay? I'll take the I, because after coming out of this two loop, I need this index to print that this element is my majority element or not. Okay, right? And after coming out to the loop, I'll compare whether my max count is greater than n by 2 or not. If yes, then this index of, like, array of this index is my majority element. Otherwise, it's not. There is no majority element inside this. This element, this particular approach is clear. This approach is clear. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we are doing with 0 to 0 comparison, because we need this count plus plus. Okay, or else you can also do the same thing with the count equals to 1 here and start with the 1 here. Okay, you can also do that, whatever feels right to you. Fine. Okay, so now I'll implement this particular thing. It was pretty easy, right? It was not of your level, I think. Okay, I'll take this out and I'll put this inside this. Now I have my question ready. I have my approach ready, basically, right? So let's try to implement it. Let's try to implement in a way that will be we have discussed in the OneNote. Okay, the same way. Let's say I have my function. In my function, I have, let's say I have to find majority. So I'll take my function as find majority. Okay. Inside that, I'll take my array, and outside of this, I'll take my array as 3131, or else 332, what we have just taken. Okay. And now call this I'll call this particular function of find majority, and I'll check whether my any element is in the majority on. I'll pass the array. Now everything will be focused inside this one. Okay. Now I'll check here. I'll initialize first. Let my max count is equals to 0, and let my count is equals to 0. This will be both my counters. Okay, right? And after I'll just make loop through it. I equals to 0. I should less than n. I plus plus, or j equals to 0, j should be less than n, and j plus plus. Okay. Inside this, I'll compare if my array of I is equals to array of j or not. If yes, then I'll do count plus plus. And I'll also do some more process in this, that not here. After coming out of this, I'll do the process that I'll check whether my count greater than max count or not. If yes, then I update my count to max count. I hope this is clear. Okay. So now my max count will be my count, right? And I take the index is equals to I here, and I'll take my index variable also here, index. Okay. Okay. So now for an instance, I'll take this as a -1. Okay. Cool. So now I have take my index also, and I'll come out of this particular for loop, and I'll check now that if my max count, whatever I had in this, is greater than n divided by 2, which denotes that compare max count with n by 2, means there is an element present which is in majority. Yes or no? Everyone agree with me, right? If this is true, then I'll print that console.log array of index. This is my majority element, you know, and otherwise I'll say console.log no majority element. Am I clear with this particular thing? Why we are maintaining this, right? Yeah. Satvik is right. Satvik has a point that we have to take this variable inside this. Fine. Now why we have to take this inside this? Because if we will not, then this count will be not reinitialized. Okay, but we need to reinitialize this. You know, that is why. Because every time this loop will run, it needs to be reinitialized. Okay, fine. N, okay, n is not defined. Okay, that does mean that okay, we'll take one another argument here. Or else we can also take, like, it's used for one time, then we can take array dot length. Okay, can we take this? Yes or no? Right? Above also, yeah, here also. Array dot length. Yeah, we have taken for multiple times, and let's take the n here. Or else we can also initialize this variable at n equals to array dot length. Like also we can do that. Fine. Okay. Let's try to run this. So we can see our majority element is what? 3. Fine. You can initialize with -1 or anything. Hariharan. Okay, you can also initialize with 0 also. -1, like whenever we are implementing with index, when we are dealing with index, there is a rule, the index should be -1, not 0 also. Okay, because if you are doing, if you are not executing this for an example, okay, there is no element which is count greater than max count, so this will not be executed, so index will hold nothing, right? But then after also, it, suppose by any way it will be go inside this, there will be not, because this max count will also be not initialized in this particular case. But if you have initialized with 0, then it will be print array of 0, which is wrong, you know, which is wrong. So that it will print 3 in that particular case. Right now it's true, but in not for all case. Okay, that's why whenever we are dealing with index, it should be -1. Okay, Hariharan, what max count is doing? So max count is, max count is having what we can say a tracking of whatever element, whichever element is repeating more than once. Okay, max count is having, keeping a track of that. Okay, if you see here also, if both element are same, then we are doing what, count plus plus, and right after that we will check whether the count is greater than max count or not. If yes, then we are updating max count. Okay, so that we can compare later on with the n by 2, right? And if yes, then we can say this is a max, like our majority element. Okay, Ankit, am I correct? Does this making sense for everyone? Okay, okay. Now, if yes, then I'll take another example, and okay, this is it. Fine. So now what I'll do, I will take one more problem which is related to the same thing, and I guess so we have discussed it more many times. Okay, not this one, the next one. Okay, this one we have not discussed, but this is pretty much like pretty easy. Okay, so for an example, suppose if I have an array, we did similar example like this. Okay, suppose we have array like 1 2 3 3 4 5 6. Okay, this is my a, and my in my b I have 3 3 5. In the output, in the output, I need to find the intersection of two arrays. Okay, I need to find the intersection of two arrays, and provided that this both arrays are sorted. Okay, this is provided that this both arrays are sorted. Okay, and you need to, and yeah, we have two arrays, right? So we need to find all element, like all elements which is repeating in this both two. Okay, so right now if you see, this 3 is 3 present here, so in the output I will have 3. This 3 is again present here, so I'll have 3. This 5 is also present here, so I'll have 5. So this should be my output, which is something nothing but my intersection of two arrays. Okay, okay. So now, if you think about this particular problem, if you think about this particular problem, then it is pretty much easy. So here you can implement the proper two pointer approach. Okay, here you can implement proper two pointer approach. One pointer would be in the first array, second pointer would be in the second array. You will check whether your first element, whether you will check like this, uh, whether this one, okay, which will be my array, like first element's first number, it is less than on this or not. Okay, whether this one is less than 3 or not. If yes, if yes, then you have to increment this, because you need to match this one, right? Okay, so if this is less than that, then you have to increment this. Again you have to check whether 2 is less than 3 or not. Yes, it's true, so you need to increment this. Now you will check whether 3 is less than 3 or not. Okay, okay, yes or no? Likewise, you need to check and you need to increment. If this is less than, then you need to increment this. If this is greater than, then you need to increment this. And you need to find out the intersection of two arrays. It is pretty easy. right? Okay. Now in this particular case, if 3 is less than 3, okay, it is false, right? It is false. So what we will do in this particular case, what we will do, we will increment I also, we will increment j also. Okay. Now again, this is both are similar. We'll increment I also, we'll increment j also. Now it's less than that, so we'll increment this. This both are same, so we'll increment this, but this is nothing outside this. So this would be my answer. Correct or not? Ekta, yes, that is true, but here we are repeating the values. Okay, fine. Am I correct, everyone? Do you get me? Yes or no? I want answer from everyone, people. Okay. And one more thing is that what should be the stopping criteria of this particular loop? Okay. So uh, whether this is my first counter, okay, so whether my first counter is less than my a dot length, okay. If this is the case, then I need to stop on, and the second counter is less than b dot length, then after I should stop, right? Yes or no? If you observe here, after this I did not have anything after that, है ना? So so that I stopped. Yes or no? This will be my stopping criteria, people. Yeah, है ना? Yes or no? ठीक है? Okay. So can I go with the implementation part if you have got this? Okay. Yeah. Let me implement that. Okay. This is my developer tools. Yeah. Now, now here, what I'll do, since my objective here is to find intersection, right? So I'll initialize my function find intersection. Correct. I'll take my array and this. Okay. This will be my two arrays, right? So I'll take my array one and array two. And after this, I'll initialize my two arrays. Let array one is equals to, I'll take the same values, one, two, three, three, four, five, and in my second array, I have three, three, six, just like this. And I'll have my let's say I'll just call this one, okay. I'll just call this particular function of find intersection, and I'll print this everything inside that. So I'll pass array 1 comma array 2. Inside this I'll access of array 1 and array 2. So I'll take two pointers first. Let's say I equals to 0 and j equals to 0, and I'll initialize my stopping condition. Okay. So what was my stopping condition? My stopping condition was my I should be less than my first counter dot length, right? Okay. So my first counter dot length, that does mean that array one dot length, and I have my j which should be less than my second counter dot length or second array dot length, है ना? Okay. Okay. After this particular point, I'll check if my array 1 of I is less than array 2 of j. Yeah, that does mean that nothing but 1 is less than 3. Okay. If this is the case, then I need to do I plus plus. If the reverse case happens, let's say in the else if I have I have something like my array 2 of j is less than array 1 of I. You can also tell this particular case as reverse of this as array 1 of I is greater than array 2 of j, or else you can also tell array 2 of j is less than array of I. Whatever means you can write. Okay. If this is the case, then you need to do j plus plus. Otherwise, Otherwise, you need to like if this is the case, if this is not true, this is also not true. That does mean that your element is equal. Yes or no? If your element is equal, like 3 equals to 3, then you need to print this one, right? Console.log. Anything you can print because the both element are equal. Okay, so either you can print array 1 of I or array 2 of j, whether anything you want to print. And after this, you can also increment j plus plus, and you can also do I plus plus. Okay, cool. Okay, let me run this out. 336. Okay, perfect. Everyone clear? It was pretty easy. I think we did this similar kind of approach in one of the previous examples also. Not today, but long time back. है ना? We did that. Yeah, I'll do that for sure. Ekta, I'll do that. Let me copy that so that I'll not forget. Okay? If I have copied that, no worries. I'll push that also. Fine. Now, uh, do you have any problem in this particular thing? In this problem? Any problem with this particular thing? It was pretty easy, right? है ना? Now tell me one thing. People tell me one thing, whether we have covered this problem before or not. So if I'll tell you that if I have my array like this, uh, I'll take the same values 2, 14, 15, 18. Then I have 10, 18, 14, 22. Then I have 8, 21, 22, and 15, 10, 14, 21, and 28. If I have this value, if I have this value, then our task is to find the unique elements here. Okay? So unique element we need to find. Okay? So we have covered this before, this particular problem. है ना? In the 2D array deck, I guess, I think so. I have covered in the best. Please kindly confirm. I have covered this or not. In this particular thing, I need to find my unique elements. So your answer would be this 2, 14 not, 15 not, 18 9, 10, 18, 14 9, 22 9, 8. Then I have 28. Okay, so 28. This should be my answer. We have covered, right? Okay. So we'll not cover this right now. I just want to remind that we have also covered this problem. Okay. So please look into it and please try to implement it once again. I think so. Everyone can do that. Yes. Okay. So you want the approach for this? Do you want me to tell you approach for this? Right? No, right? Everyone, please participate. Yes or no? Can we do this with XOR? No, we cannot do it this with XOR. This is two-dimensional array, right? So either if you want to do it with XOR, then try to do it with XOR with converting this 2D with 1D array, and then after you can try it with XOR. I'm not sure you can do that or not. You have to try this. Okay, Deepak, please try this and let me know. Fine. Okay. So now my last question for today for you everyone is, suppose like this thing also we did not the exact thing, but this kind of thing we did multiple times. Okay, we did multiple times this kind of thing. What? Like this. Suppose if I have a array like 1, 2, 5, 6, then I have 7, 8, and 3. Now you need to like my I'll tell my target, which is my 8. Okay, I'll tell my target as 8. So you need to find the triplet in this particular array. Okay, so you need to do a plus b plus c equals to 8. You need to find a, b, and c. So here if you want to see, then your a, b, c would be what? Your 1, 2, and 5. Okay, it would be anyway multiplied together, so add it together and it will produce output of 8. That should be three numbers. You need to find the triplet of that. Did we saw this kind of problem before? Not this, but this kind of. Yeah? Did we see this kind of thing before? Yes or no? Okay. No. Here I will say that you need not to take the three pointer approach. Okay, because it can be anyway can be done in the way. Okay, so first of all you need to sort the sort the array, and after the sorting the after you sort the array, then after you need to progress with your thing. Okay, so we will find, like, till now we were just checking whether a of I plus a of j is equals to our sum or not, but here we will check whether your a of I plus a of j plus a of k is there or not. Yes or no? Right? You So do one thing. I'll just give you 5 minutes to think on it. Okay? Will it be sufficient? Okay? Can you come up with the approach? Okay, na? Okay. So I'm giving you 5 minutes for that. Okay? Not in the class, but upgrade of two some approach. Yes, yes, yeah. That's what I meant to say. Okay. No, we have not. Okay, Dipanshu, you can, if you want to use the three pointer approach also, you can implement that. But I have some better solution better than this. Okay, you can also do with this three pointer approach. Okay. So please try to think on it. I'm waiting. Yeah, Deepak, please try to solve this problem first, and then after I'll find and I'll share it with you for sure. Okay, let's focus on this problem first of all, and please tell me the solution of this. I'm giving you 5 minutes to think on it. Then after we'll together build this. Everyone is clear with the question, or is still any doubt with the question? Yes or no? Please let me know. No doubt, na? ठीक है. So please think on it. I'm waiting. Dipanshu, this is for you. You can try with two pointer instead of three pointer. Think about it. Okay. Instead of three pointer, we'll take two pointer. Okay. This is a hint for everyone else also. We'll use a two pointer, not the three pointer. Now think about it. Satvik, this approach I think so pretty much cluttered because you need not to discard any elements. Okay. Instead of this, you can also do like this that you will start from first element. Now here I have not seen like where you are exactly doing the sum. Doing the sum of two. No, we are doing the sum of three. Okay, you are writing that if the total sum is less than target or sum of two, not sum of two, it's sum of three. Sum of three. Okay. But partial is true. Partially, I can say it's true. Deepak, only one loop. Okay. So in Satvik, in your case, how many loops will be there? Deepak, I think you will need two loops for this. Okay. Okay, fine, fine. I got your point. I got your point. This can, I think so, 99% this can also be done. Okay. Okay, fine. So now, everyone is done with this? Everyone? I'll tell some other approach from this listed one. Okay. Okay. Can we use sliding window approach? Yes, you can try to use that. Try to implement that. If you can, then you can definitely use that also. Okay, Deepak, let me check your approach. Deepak, where is like I think so your code is incomplete, right? Because you do not have like J and K loop here. So I think so that is not true. Yeah, you cannot post the full code. Okay, yeah, okay, 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 got you. Guys, can I start now? Okay, Shubham has also posted a code. Okay, yeah, okay, it will do your job. Fine. Okay. So now, see everyone else. Can you see my OneNote? Can you guys see my OneNote? Yes or no? Okay. See, I have this one. I have this array. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll take this as my current. Okay, I'll say this as my I. Okay, let's suppose. Fine. Now I will initialize my two pointers. This is my left pointer. This is my right pointer. I'll do my 1 plus 2 plus 3. 3 plus 2 with 5 and 6. Okay. 6 is less than 8. Yes or no? 6 is less than 8. You know? So if this is true, then I'll increment my left pointer. So my left pointer will be this. Okay. Okay. So now 1 plus 5 plus 3. That is what? 9. So 9 is what? Greater than your target element. So you need to decrease your right like this. Now 1 plus 5 plus 8. That is 14. Again, you need to decrease it. Again, you need to decrease it, right? Because 7 plus 5 is 12 plus 1, 13. 6 plus 5, 11 plus 1. What? 12. You need to decrease. Now your right element will be something pointing to this one. Yes or no? Yes or no? है ना? Then after you need to do 1 plus 5, 2 plus 5. That is what? 8. Okay? So you got your answer. So this is what your approach would be. Okay, this left and right pointer we use like multiple times, right? But here you need to also do every element, you need to do plus with the current element, right? Yes or no? How many of you guys are clear with the approach? Dipanshu, Satvik, Deepak, you clear, guys? Okay, so see, I'm doing once again. See, what I'll do now, I'll take this one in my eye. I'll take left pointer will be this, right pointer will be this. Okay? Okay. Now I'll do 1 plus 2 plus 3. That is what? 6. 6 is less than my target. Okay? So if my sum is less than my target element, then I need to do left element plus plus. So my left element, left pointer would be this one. 1 plus 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3, 8 plus 1, 9. 9, if my sum is greater than target, then I'll do r minus minus. That means my right pointer minus minus. So now right pointer would be this. Now 1 plus 5 plus 6, okay, it will be anyway greater than this. So you have to decrease this, you have to decrease this, you have to decrease this because 6 plus 5, 11 plus 1, 12. 12 is greater than 8. You need to decrease this and come here. 5 plus 1 plus, sorry, 5 plus 1, that is what? 6. So you need to do L plus plus. Sorry, are we like we are making some mistake, right? I think so. We are making some mistake. Just a second. Let me see once again. Okay. Let me do it once again. I think so. We are mistaking something else. Okay. I'll do once again. So guys, my yeah yeah yeah. We have to sort it. We have to sort it. Okay. Yeah yeah. We forget the important thing. We forgot the important thing. We need to sort our array. Okay. So I forgot that. That's why we our approach was not working. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now we are doing the same thing. I, this my left, this my right. So now 2 plus 1, that is 3, plus 8, that is 11. So we will do r minus minus. 7 plus 2, 9, plus 1, 10. We will do r minus minus. 6 plus 2, 8, plus 1, 9. R minus 1 is this. 5 plus 2, 7, plus 1, 8. We are getting the answer. ठीक है? Cool. Clear? Perfect. ठीक है. So we will implement this. So now please tell me, everyone. Now we will implement this, however, but please tell me, like, every other approach are relatable to every other problem or not. Like, we are using one approach, we are learning one approach, and we are using it multiple time in other forms in multiple problems. है ना? That is why we are saying that we will learn the approach, not the problem. है ना? We will learn the approach, keep it in the mind, and whenever it will become the time, we will use it. Okay, we'll use that time. It's like a cricket. We'll learn the shots, different kind of shots. When the delivery will come, then after, like, we will feel that this particular shot will be suitable, then after we'll hit the ball. Okay, just like that. Okay, fine. Am I clear with the approach, people? Yes or no? Okay, okay. So great, awesome. We will start now implementing the particular thing of it. Let me go in the developer tools. Can you see the developer tools window, people? Yes or no? Right, I think so. I have copied this intersection problem. Yeah, I have copied that. Fine. So now what I will do, since I need to find the triplets, like, so I will name this my function as function find triplets. Inside it, I'll making this my array. Okay, and I'll make my target. I'll accept my target. Now inside this, first of all, I need to initialize what, my left counter and right counter. Then after, I have to sort my array. So how to sort your array? You know that array dot sort. Inside this, if you take like, you can also do like this. Also, you can use the simple method of sort. Okay, anything that you will fill, a minus b. If you do b minus a, then it will be the descending mode. Okay, and you need not to assign it back to the array, because it's automatically be assigned. Okay, inside the sort method. Now inside this, for let I is equals to 0, I should be less than your array dot length. Okay, so I should be array dot length. Fine. I plus plus. Now think about the problem, that suppose if I have my array like this, 1, 2, 5, 6, then I have 7, 8, and 3. Now think about the problem, that your I, whether this I will be executed on this element or not. This element will be anyway, will be handled by your right counter, right? You know, your I will be inside this, your left counter is this. So yeah, let me first show you the implementation. Okay, then after you will tell me that you need not to put this condition. Okay, there is some difference between this condition. First of all, let me start with the left counter. So I is anyway 0, so it's here. Left counter is what, I plus 1, and right counter is what, my array dot length minus 1. Okay, my last point. Okay, my last point. So I'll do that while my left is less than my right. Then till then I need to execute. Okay, whenever this both will be cross, I need to stop. Okay, this stopping criteria is clear. When I have to stop, stopping criteria is clear. Like in every two pointer approach, we have this stopping criteria, if you remember. है ना? Yes or no? Right? No, left should less than I, less than right. Okay, left should less than right, not less than or equal. So I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Now after this, I'll go inside of this. I'll take my array of I plus array of my whatever inside my left pointer plus whatever inside my right pointer. I will compare this with my target element. Okay, if these three things are equal, then I got my answer, right? So I'll just printing out console.log these three things. Array of I, array of left pointer, array of right pointer. Okay? And I'll return true because I need to stop from here because I got my answer. Now let's suppose if my answer, this answer of this is less than my target element. And what I told you to do, you need to do L plus plus, and otherwise you need to do your R minus minus. Okay? Okay? If this everything is failed, if in any case if everything is failed, then you need to return false. Uh yeah, after this, you need to return false. Now think about one thing that okay, let me first execute this. Okay, what we are getting undefined, undefined. Why we are getting undefined? Okay, 1 2 5 6 7 8 3. It will be go inside. Array will be sort 0 to array. Okay, left is less than right. Till then it will be execute. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, let me debug this. I think it should work. I'm not sure why it's not working. Okay, yeah. I got the point. I got the point. See, here we are doing array dot length. Okay, okay. So array dot length that does mean that I will be executing for every elements. Okay, I will be executing to the every elements, but we need not to execute in the every elements. Why? Because my after sorting my element will be 1 2 3 5 uh, 5 6 7 8. This is my element. Okay. Now if I'll put debugger here and I'll copy this everything, stop this. I'll go to my Chrome. It's my Chrome. Okay, this is my Chrome. Okay, so you can see my Chrome right now. Can you see my Chrome right now, everyone? Okay, so if I hit enter, you will be go inside this. Oh, I have not called the function. What rubbish! I have not called the function. Yeah, I we have not called the function, people. That's why it's not working. So I think so. We have to call the function find triplets with array, okay, like this. Okay, but our condition is wrong. I'll tell you. Okay, our condition is wrong. That I'll also tell you. Now we are calling our function with array and target element is 10. Okay, okay. Or else we can take our target element as 8 that we have taken. Okay, now let's check. What is our output? We'll first check. Uncaught error, find triplets cannot be declared. We have declared that find triplets array and target with where in current evaluation score consider trying let instead. Okay, what it's basically telling me that this find triplets uh, 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 it should work. Anyone else facing this error? Weird. Let me close this. Let me close this one. And I'll share it again. Let me try in this. What is the case? We'll run this. Okay, see, we are returning true. That's why it's true, but we are returning 1 to 5, right? In Chrome, I don't know what was the error. Okay, the dev tools were hanging, but see here we are getting our correct answer. Yes or no? Okay. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you what our biggest mistake in this. However, we are getting the answer, but answer we are getting answer that does not make means that we did the proper thing. Okay, so I'll show you. We are going inside this function. We are doing sort. So now my array is sorted. Okay, okay, my array is sorted. Now we are declaring our left and right pointer. We are doing inside. Now inside this, if you see array of I, L, and R. So now my array is what? 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 2 plus 1. It's equals to 8 or not? This 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 8 or not? No, right? So we will consider this. So 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is what? 6. Okay, 6 is less than target, then we have to 3 plus 2, 5 plus 6. 6 is less than target, right? So we have incremented our left pointer with 1 and we are going back. Okay, let me see one thing. I think, let me see one thing. Copy this and okay, okay, fine. I'll share it inside the incognito mode. Okay, so whenever you will feel this kind of problem, now that there is something wrong with the browser or there is something wrong with your code is proper, but there is something wrong with Darren, then try to do this particular same thing in the incognito mode. You know what is incognito mode? Everyone, no? So if you execute this inside incognito mode, then there will be high chance if your code is not if your code is not having bug, then it will work. So let me debug this. Okay, array sorted. Fine. We are going inside this array. This is 11. Okay, one. Okay, yeah, we have sorted our array, right? We have sorted our array, right? So 1 plus 2 plus 8. Previously we were doing the 3 because right pointer is inside the 8. That is why we are getting the wrong answer. So 11 is, this is what, 11, right? So 11 is not equals to, not less than, it is greater than my target, right? So we are doing right minus minus. Okay, now again if you check, now it will be to 1 plus 2 plus 7. Okay, if you want to see, then it is 7, right? So it's 7 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so it's what, 10, right? Hai. So it's 10, right? So it is still greater than, so we will do r minus minus. Again will be in the 6, it will be again r minus minus. Now again it will be in the 5. So 5 plus 2 plus 1, right? So it will be my target element. Okay, so if you check this, if you check this, it will be my target element. Let me show you. Okay, okay. So yes, Ashura, please just try to like just 5 minutes. We are not starting something new. We are completing this. Okay, just bear with me for 5 minutes. We'll be ending this soon. Okay, I hope this will be okay with you, right, Ashwarya? Okay, okay. Thank you. So, you clear with the approach what we have taken? We have started with this 0. We have taken the left element. We have taken the right element. Okay, and then after we are just doing everything with the left and right. Yes or no? Everyone? Clear? Okay, any doubt with this? Any sorts of doubt with this? Anyone? Yes, no? Or else if you have some doubt with this, then please tell me tomorrow first. है ना? Tomorrow morning first, I'll solve this particular problem in front of you, or else you can ask me your doubt. I'll take this particular code with me, you know, and you can ask me doubt in that tomorrow. But I think so. You are clear with this, right? Most of people, if I'm not wrong, please answer everyone. I want answer from everyone. Yes, no. Okay, ठीक है, ठीक है. So from tomorrow, we will start with the recursion. Okay, although we have looked upon what is recursion, we have also solved some more problem, but we will revise that what is recursion, what will solve the problem with respect to recursion tomorrow, and we will move slowly progress to that. Okay, I think so that is 2 or 3 class with the recursion. Yeah, I'll do that right away. Okay, Hariharan, I'll do that right away. I'll copy that, go into VS Code, and I'll do copy. Okay. Okay. Is there anything that you want me to discuss right now? I think so. It's pretty late because we did the XOR thing today, right? We did the XOR thing extra today. That is why it has taken some long. But I think so. Some days it's okay. Okay, we learned something new, and I'll share the code in the GitHub also. You can also look upon that. Tomorrow morning, I'll first solve your doubt with respect to the problem that I have discussed today. If not, then I will start uh, with the recursion. Okay. No, a recursion like Hariharan, L should be less than R only, because if L is equals to R also, if you see here, if I'll do L equals to R also, it will give the same answer. But you should not check that also, okay? Because there is no need of that. Okay. Right now, I also answer your answer would be there, but it should not be there. Okay. One another optimization that I want to show you today, but due to the time constraint, I did not. It should be -2. If you do that, your answer would be the same, but there is some less iteration over here. If you do with L equals to R, then it will be one more iteration. Yes or no? You know. So here also it should be array length dot -2, because your last two element would not be get executed with respect to this loop. It will be anyway taken care of your right pointer. Okay. Yes, this is n square of complexity. Okay, but you right now you will not understand what is time complexity and all. That's why I'm not focusing into that. Also share OneNote notes in GitHub. Yeah, I'll do that right away. Okay, I have taken everything with me. I'll share the PDF also. I'll share the code also within 5 to 10 minutes. You will there. Okay. TSS sheet, Deepaka, I think so. Today I'll not arrange that. I'll see that in the weekends and I'll post that in your group. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. So on that note, we will stop the today's session, and tomorrow I'll first show the optimization that we can do in this problem, the doubt that you have in this problem. Then after we'll move to the recursion. Am I making sense, everyone? Does that okay? Fine. So yeah, on that note, we will stop this session for today. Good night. And so sorry we have delayed the session a bit, but we have to do that because the XOR thing is necessary to be explained, right? Because you guys were not knowing the XOR. Thank you, people. Yeah, thank you, Nilanjan, for your compliment. Yeah, fine. Good night, everyone. We'll meet tomorrow morning.